Hello everybody, thank you for joining me today. We're going to be taking a look at some of these artifacts. This particular one is really interesting. It has a bird painted on with the white beak. You can see the line for the white beak denoted. And the eyes in there, you can see how the beak is open and it's got the little nostril crests. And you can see the little ridges for its crest. There is little nostril things, you know how they have those above the beak. It could be a cardinal too, the way that you see that nodule there. You can see how the 3D beak comes out. And if you look closely at the colors for the face, you see the circle for the eye. It's really neat. And then when we tilt it a little bit differently, it turns into maybe a duck. So I've got some of these drawn out for us behind me. And so let's go ahead and take a look at this kind of in comparison. So when we tilt it like this, you can see the line still for the beak, and you can see how large that eye gets. See how the white eye, and see the pupil for the eye. It's a really large painted in eye, and now that we see where the duck head is, I'm going to go ahead and zoom in on that for us so you can see the paint on it. And when we tilt it there, you can see how it turns into just a big bird head. Let me zoom out a little bit so you can see the cheekbones and how the head is all round. Go ahead and fix it down here so you can see it against the white. It's really easy to see when you have these in your hand. So of course you guys are seeing the eye painted in here, and I'll go ahead and outline it here if you're not. So right around here, I'm going to cover the eye up a little bit, but just the white outline, and then the pupils in black with a little bit of white paint in the middle of it. And of course the beak line is right here. Really interesting one. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the other drawings here. So this, as I was saying, does depict the man turning into the bird. We'll take a look at this one last at the end here. You can see these profile images really defined on this artifact. This is a really interesting one. We'll go ahead and just give you a quick look. If you look where the eyes should be on this profile, you'll see these little circles. Those little micro carvings are actually the eyes. They're in there. There's also small little petroglyphs and things on here too. Keep our focus nice for us. And you can see how the little spots, so there's going to be a recessed eye and a poked out eye. Just the way the shadows and the light are and everything right now, it looks like the poked out eye is a little bit easier to see. Well, let's go ahead and get to our picture here. So our picture is depicting a headdress person who kind of repeats pretty often here. There we go. And so I'm going to go ahead and pick you up just a little bit and show you. There we go. I'm going to zoom out. So if we'll go ahead and line her up a little bit for us. The sun's coming out, so that'll help us to see some of these carvings. Thanks for bearing with me, guys. So looking closely at the face here, you'll be able to see some of the eyes. There's a couple different portraits, and that's what all these little ridges are on the mouth. If you look closely, if I can get it where you can see it, see all those little ripples? How they're not all over the stone everywhere else, they're just right there at the mouth. Those little ripples are indicating all the different mouths that are on there. And if you look at the way the cheekbone and see the lines for the nose and how the sideburn comes out on the stone here. And of course, you know, the chin. And just go ahead and take a look for that eye. You may, as we tilt it, the circles kind of come into existence, and you'll start to see the pupils and the large circles there, and you can start to see how this is hair. See how the sideburns. And then as we zoom out and keep our focus, you can see how the large headdress person is depicted there with the large eye. Isn't that awesome? So it's pretty neat. And then let's go ahead and take a look at this one here. So flipping this stone over to this side, we'll go ahead and put him like this. Whoop. So you kind of have an idea there what he looks like, and maybe I'll pick him up, get him in the sun so you can kind of see. So there's the portrait of the person, or the human there, and he's kind of a half bird. Let's turning into a bird. You see how he's got a wing there? He's got like a human head. And let me go ahead and get us just right here. Actually, this is the right one, sorry. There's so many different characters on here. So maybe that was one stage of the BirdMan. This is the second stage. So this is the one that I wanted to show you. You can see how the wing is depicted with a crack, and you can see the portrait on the very top there. And let me go ahead and go back down to our picture here so you can see. This is kind of where he is here. So if you look at the wings, look at the tail, looks a lot better in the sun, doesn't he? So he's more of a side shot character. And this is the top hat bird that repeats. He's got that kind of a, Russian style hat on, and you can see the wing. See how the lines of the stone there? And if you look at where the tail is, you see how the tail is rippled. And you can see how the left wing is depicted back here. So you can kind of make him fly. All right. And then you see that little profile image there. This is our history. It's really important stuff. So I'm really glad that you guys are digging it too. I appreciate all the people that have been following along from the beginning. I know we have a lot of hardcore fans. Thank you guys so much. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.